Puff Daddy baby mama Nisa and Mary J. Blige. What was the situation between the two? Because they was affiliated with Bad Boy and they was coming to LA. They was hanging around Tupac and Suge and Death Row. What was the situation? With all that.
I'll tell you the funny. So we was leaving somewhere, and KC was with Mary that night. KC was with Mary, and Suge was with old girl. But I'm going, man, I seen him somewhere before. We all saying it. So he come up. He was like, Puffy baby mama. Suge go, that Puffy baby mama. We like, okay. This has gotten a little more weird than it was. So after that's the last time I ever seen them. But my understanding, they was always together.
Right. So they would just be around Suge and Tupac, even though, cause that's a little.
That's Suge though.
Right. So he was known for that.
Suge would do that in a heartbeat.
Right. And at this time, you had the whole East Coast West Coast beef going on, right?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's why it was like, man, what's going on over here, man? But that's Suge though. That was at Monty's that night. Another night at Monty's. Because that was Suge hanging ground. Monty's Seafood, either used the one on Wilshire or he ended up a lot on the one in Woodland Hills.
Tupac, you was on the Makaveli album. You was on A Life of an Outlaw.
Well, the group was, but I wrote the hook for Ballad of a Soulja and I wrote Life as an Outlaw.
Okay, so take me through that. You doing both of them songs.
First of all, you better be ready. Because when he call you out, you better have your stuff together. You better be ready, right? You better be ready to sing. You ain't finna spend 15 hours in the studio. And back then, they didn't have, the Pro Tools. So everything was reels. So you had to get in there and get your stuff done. Whatever he needed you to do, you had to get it done as soon as possible because Pop was in this room and he was finished with this one. He was in the next room just like that. So you had to move just like he moved. Even with the Outlaws, he wasn't playing with nobody. He was about his business when he was in the studio. And the experience, man, it was a hell of an experience. But one thing about Pop, and I told somebody this time we was in the studio and we hung out and everybody. So we got so high, but Pop would get your energy up so high that we left the studio. We don't tie headbands around our head. We all hollering, fuck bad boy, fuck bad boy. Like that's the kind of energy Pop would give you that you be wilding out like him. You wild out just like he wild out. But man, you catch Pac on his own, oh, a different dude.
Life of an Outlaw, how that song came about?
We was just in the studio. That's it. We was just there that day. Like I said, we were supposed to be recording. Well, when Pop comes in and he wants your time, that's huge priority. That was simple as that. If he come in there and everybody knew it, it didn't matter if your name was on that board, that was your studio time. If Pop came in, that was Pac's time. Period, point blank. And you weren't gonna argue with it. Plus, with us being like, we was the new cats on the block anyway, what could we say? The dude that just did I don't know how many sold on a double CD, and I didn't even know that some of the stuff that he was doing was for the Makaveli. I just thought Pop he would record because he was coming from the movie sets. He had the movie set clothes on when he was coming in, and then he would go right back. So when he was recording, that's how he was recording stuff.
Ballad of a Soulja, how that song come about?
Just being in the studio. He took our studio time again. Pretty much anything that you did with Pop, if you was an artist, that's how that came about.
Life of an Outlaw and Ballad of a Soulja, you said you didn't get paid for any of them songs.
Nah, the group, we sung the songs. I wrote the hook on the song. I didn't write the song. I wrote the hook on the song. I never got a dime for none of that stuff. But the crazy part about when that Makaveli album came out, you got to realize Pop was gone. So the credits was never written down and sent to the office and this and that, and all you see is names on the back of the Makaveli of who did what, and you don't see your name. You're like, hold up, man, what the hell going on? And you calling up the office for checks, they were like, Norris, they were like, man, you ain't getting that.
You didn't try to take it to court?
But what? That was harder. That was going to be a hard one to fight. Unless they wanted to do a lot to take the test, that was the only way I was going to win that one.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Death Row, man, come on, man. They weren't paying nobody in the first place. Hell, I wasn't gonna get no money for that.
What is some of the other stuff you wrote for Tupac? Or do you got any unreleased songs? Or
That's it.
so Tupac passed away. Death Row is pretty much it's a wrap.
Well, Suge went to jail. It was a wrap. I think he had done so much that they just had listen, man. You gotta go. It's just time to go, man. You did too much, man. We ain't gonna keep just giving you a pat on the hand. You ain't getting no more probation. You going because where you kick him at? I didn't see Suge kick nobody. Even in tape, they were saying, well, he ain't kicking. But they, the lawyer, the judge was like, man, you could have stopped it. How you gonna stop a bunch of grown men from doing something? See, it was a lot of bunch of bull that they tried to put on that man as well. What was he gonna do? Pop was already out. If you look at the tape, you always see the tape. They always show it. He was already in the mix, and once he get going, it was a rap. What was he supposed to do? What was he gonna do?